Hello, this is AnlineOffline and welcome back to another Casual's Quick Guide to Call of Duty Mobile. For today's video, we'll be covering the SPR-208. Introduced in Season 2 of 2021, the SPR is a bolt-action marksman rifle from Modern Warfare 2019 and has reappeared in Modern Warfare 2 2022 with additional platform variants. But those aren't the only times it's appeared in the franchise, because it's based on the American M24 sniper weapon system, which is a variant of the Remington Model 700. Sporting, law enforcement, and military operations. The 700 does it all. It has made other appearances in the franchise in the form of the R700 and M40A3 in the original Modern Warfare, the USR from Ghosts, and the Pellington from Black Ops Cold War. Remington's first high-powered bolt action was the Model 30, a sporting variant of the Enfield rifle used by Americans and the British during the First World War. After the Second World War, Mike Walker of Remington sought a replacement that was cheaper and could be more easily mass-produced. After several simplifications and revisions, it eventually culminated in the Model 700. Initially popular among pest control and the police, in the 80s the US Marines would adopt a short-action variant as the M40 chambered for 7.62x51 NATO. In the late 80s, the US Army would adopt the long-action M24 chambered for the same, plus .338 Lapua Magnum. Both versions would serve their country well. As asymmetric warfare becomes more prevalent, so too does individual marksmanship. Of the 20 longest recorded sniper kills, 15 are from this millennium, 6 were from Iraq, 7 Afghanistan. With the mountainous terrains of Afghanistan, the variant of the M24 chambered for .300 Winchester Magnum, although initially dismissed, was revisited and reconfigured into the M2010 Enhanced Sniper Rifle. And, although not a variant, the Remington Modular Sniper Rifle, or MSR, was a potential replacement for their previous models and the Barrett 50 cal. During the Precision Sniper Rifle program, he competed against the likes of industry heavies and COD fan favorites, such as the Mini Ekit, Arctic Warfare, FN Ballista, and the Barrett MRAD. The MSR won, and was designated as the Mark 21 PSR, but was later determined to be unfit for US SOCOM, and so it was forced to recompete. This time around, the MRAD won. In terms of movement speeds, the SPR is average for the marksman class, but is on the faster end when compared to proper snipers. With max ADS speed, it's only beaten by the likes of the XPR, EBR, and Mark II carbine with 30 caliber. Ammo capacity is small with only 5 rounds per mag. Extended magazines double your magazine size, but comes with some caveats. And neither of the ammo conversions offer additional rounds. Base damage per shot is high. As expected of a bolt action, the fire rate is slow, comparable to that of the Locust with stopping power. Body multipliers are rather complex compared to most weapons. But to put it simply, you'll get a one-shot kill to anywhere above the waist within close range. At mid-range, you need to land above the stomach at the arms, chest, and head. And at long range, you will no longer be able to target the forearms, which can be problematic in a head-to-head gunfight. Thus, you'll have to strike from an angle or from behind. When chambered for .338 Lapua Magnum, not much has changed. In exchange for a 50% range boost, the interval between shots is 10% longer, comparable to that of the ZRG and Koshka. The increased recoil is not applicable to a bolt action. The headshot multiplier skyrockets from double damage to dealing over 4-fold. This is overkill for multiplier, but is valuable for BR where time to kill is much longer. The preferred magazine, however, is 300 Norma Magnum, which offers the same range fire rate trade-off, with an additional movement penalty. But the one-shot potential is vastly improved upon. At close to mid-range, it'll one-shot to the upper torso, and at long range you'll have to target the arms, chest, or head. One thing that isn't really a big deal is that the damage is bugged. If you look carefully, it deals slightly more damage at long range than at mid, and the body multipliers don't quite line up. Due to it being classified as a marksman rifle, the SBR is not well suited for passive play as proper snipers because of its shortened breath hold. The severity of idle sway can vary depending on which optics you use. The iron sights are simple. Sometimes I like to use them, other times not. One thing that is unique about the SBR is that there are no ADS penalties for using optics. Flinch is high, as is the case with all the other snipers and marksmen. Hip fire accuracy is technically the best of the marksmen's, but I still wouldn't recommend it. Since its release, the SBR has been underrated, at least when it came to quickscoping. I know it's a favorite of Signex and his audience. It's the fastest bolt action with a consistent one-shot potential, but speed is not everything. The DL Q33 is considered superior for its ammo capacity, and it doesn't have to rely on an ammo conversion. Thus, it has the edge in respawn game modes. And if ever felt threatened, the DLQ can afford to fall back to a more passive long-range playstyle. The SBR does not have the same privilege. Earlier this year, the base version of the SBR was nerfed slightly, due to its alleged popularity in the Chinese community. In compensation, they adjusted the body multipliers of the 300 caliber. It used a one-shot to the stomach, like the base version of the Mark II carbine, but was changed to the arms, making it more favorable when picking targets off of head glitches. Pretty much like what they did to the CBR4 recently. The SBR only needs minor changes to its attachments. For 338 Lapua, rather than just being like its base version, I'd like to expand the long-range one-shot consistency to include the stomach area. The SBR's accuracy penalties with the integral suppressor should be reduced. The range penalty on the light bolt should be less severe. And lastly, the 300 Norma's damage profile should be 77, 73, 70, with proper applicable body multipliers. It won't change the performance at all, it will just be more coherent. But hey, that's just my opinion. This has been a Casual's quick guide. Feel free to suggest what weapons you want to see covered next. My name is On, and I'm off.